Okay. So let's see. That looks fine. Welcome in. For those that are fast at this. For the rest of you, see you in a minute. So apparently I need to do that. Yoink. Okay, hello people. Let's see who will come in. It's going to be a little while before everything is ready though. Right. So let's see if it works like it's supposed to today. And I am already dirty because I was helping wife with sanding something in the garden, which is alright though. Right. It says I'm live, which is perfect, which is supposed to do. So, welcome, whoever is here, if anybody. So let's see, maybe it's that one. No, it's not the one. That one. Okay. Oh, the quality is just awful, isn't it? What's going on there? Oh, that's better. Let's see. All right, welcome in. Just a newly repaired lathe, which is awesome. We got the new spindle in. I mean, it's nothing better than... So, this is a piece of oak I decided to use, and apparently, by the looks of it, it is... Can't really see that, but it got cracks in it. So I'm not sure that this will be good for this particular job. Oh, hello from Wrexham. Sorry. Hello, Tone. What are we making? We're supposed to make a flask, like, to drink out of. And I just started, and I just found out that the piece of material I chose is full of cracks. Or you can see it right there, really. So I think I need to pick out another piece, which will probably be a bit of ash, because I have it on hand. I just need to cut it. So let's just go to the oh, hello, I cannot pronounce your name, I'm sorry. So let's just go to the miter saw station. So that's the piece that we're going to use instead. So it should be at least 20 by 20. That's fine. Now this ass is beautiful, to be honest. It's a really nice green. So I'm just gonna cut that into a square. There, and that's the bit we don't need. You have lots of wood, yes, Velma, sorry. Let's go back to the lathe. So that we've got the base piece. Well, this is probably going to go directly to the burn pile because of all the cracks. You can see that. I mean, you got cracks here and there, got all the way around. Now this happens when you dry the kiln dry wood, especially oak. You get cracks into it like that. What's the moisture content? This should be about 10. But it's been kiln dried, this oak, and it sometimes happens with oak, especially when you go a bit thicker. Normally it happens when you take really fresh green wood and kiln dry it really fast and doesn't season it first. So if you season it first, like laying it around outside for a year or two, this will reduce this a lot. A lot of times you can avoid it completely. But in this case it didn't happen. So this piece of ash here, it got some lovely grain into it. Look at that. There's a bit of burn mark from the saw, so that's fine. It's not going to be there at the end. We need to find the center. For that, I'm just going to take my straight edge and a ruler, a pen. So we're going to do like that. It doesn't have to be really perfect because this is a bit oversized, which is fine. And there. Take a drill. Now this drill, I'm a metric guy, but this is 2764 of an inch. So for your imperial out there, no, it's going to be a drinking flask. It's going to be a drinking flask. So the entire process is going to be like turning it round and making a void in the center, and use this piece of burl here to cap the ends of it and coat the inside with epoxy. That's the base of it. So I'm just going to take this chuck. So there you go. That's there. So that's mounted on the lathe. I just need to tighten. I always tighten the screw here because at some point I will go backwards, and probably not today though, but normally I do that. And if I get to tighten the screws, the thing will just spin off the spindle, and we cannot have that. So that's right there in the slot. When using these, you always need to make sure they're pulled out like that, because if they're in and you put a piece of wood on it, it can come out and the workpiece is going to get unstable. Right. So let me get the camera in a bit closer. Hi, is Candia? Is Candor? So let's go closer. To balls and pen. I have turned a lot of pens and a lot of balls. Basically, the most of my tools in this workshop has been paid for by making killer balloon. Thank you, man. A lot of the tools in my workshop have been paid for by pen turning. So yeah, I've done that quite a lot. Moho Heidi. Okay. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. So what I like to do, get that out there a little bit, get the burled pieces out of the way, and I'm just gonna get the live center in here, and always clean the hole before, so you don't damage the mold saber inside by dust and stuff like that. So if you clean, make sure they're clean all the time, you will have a lot better, it will last a lot longer. Now when I turn, I wear PPE, which is adorable. Thank you, man. I wear my mask here. Let me just show you a little bit. Right, it's my face shield, and I have a turbo unit on the back here. You have hard time with acrylic. Acrylics are stabilized wood pins. They tend to explode when I turn them. Oh, what kind of tools do you use? What kind of tools do you use, like standard tools or carbide? Because a lot of that happens by improper lathe speed, or not sharp enough tools, or most of the time it's because you're not patient enough and take too much off. Carbide negative rake, yeah, that would probably be the best tool for it. How much pressure do you put on the piece when you put it on the lathe, like this way? If you put too much pressure on it and you take too big of a cut, the welding license, it's not a welding helmet, it is well, if you put too much pressure on it, it will tend to break. But you just need to be patient with that kind of stuff and work really slow. And really sharp tools and extremely high speed on the lathe. The faster the better. So that's the basic of it, really. I never use too much acrylic or the resin blanks. I did use a lot of stabilized wood though. You're not known for your patience. I'm not either. Basically, that's why I didn't use that stuff. Let me just get the dust extractor running as well. Buggers. I need to move a little bit. Okay, so the dust extractor is running. And I'm just whittling away here on the edge. I like to go in from the back side here, as you can see. That way I don't knock off the corners that easy. And it's less hard on the tools and your hands. So when I just take like really small cuts, like a couple of millimeters, let's sort of see. Oh yeah. The shaving's hitting my stomach, and it feels. I can feel that a bit. So if anybody is interested. I have another stream running right now. So right now you're just watching the vertical feed, but I do have a horizontal feed, which will give you a bit better view. Don't know if that's something you want to watch, but it's there on my channel. You can just see it straight away. So right now the lathe is running at, how much is it? It's not really fast, like 800 RPMs. And I'm just going slowly here, taking my time, because you know, we got a little bit of time here to spend together today if everybody wants it. Let's just stay for it. There you go. Now the back side here is running somewhat true. Not perfect, I can feel that. Good morning, Judge. How are you today? Hope everything is well. get the cup of tea ready. Now, Juts is a long time supporter of my channel. Well, long time is what it is. I haven't been streaming for that long, but he's been here like almost since the beginning. He's a lovely fellow from the UK. Jumps in most of the time, sit around, have a cup of tea, and just relax. So it's really appreciated. So we're just going to keep going in less and less of an angle to make it this round. And we're not going to go fast. I mean, I can take the speed up right now, like really high, because now it's balanced. And the lathe will be stable, which is nice. This also will make the cuts a little bit lighter and better. Already got a cuppa. That's nice. That's nice. Yeah, I was just in the garden right now. The last hour and a half, helping my wife sand down a table. Well, that's going to be used in the greenhouse. It has been. It's one of them cheap farmhouse table. I think it's probably from IKEA or something, and it's pine wood tub, but it's been lacquered, and you can imagine what happens to lacquer if it gets like a little bit of scratch and it's left outside all winter in the greenhouse, to be true. But the lacquer started to peel off and crack, and it was really bad. So we decided to sand it down and give it a proper treatment with some good resistant oil. I like to use for stuff like that. I think this is what type of wood are you milling? Hello, Ring Zero. This is ash. It's a bit of ash wood that we're gonna turn into a drinking canteen. Oh yeah. That feels better. So we just need to make it round, right? It's much faster with the bands on the corners. Well, it is. Well, it is and it isn't. It depends on how many you're going to make. If you're just going to make one or two, I prefer the lathe. If I'm going to make 30 or maybe 10 or 5 or more, I would take the corners straight off in the band. So because you don't know me, but I'm a bit of a messy person, and anytime I need to use a machine, I need to move stuff around off the lathe. Appy, what Appy means? Cute person, that's a good name. Well, as you can see here, we're getting really good results with the gouge here. The shaving that's coming off, it's just like nice, whisper and curly. So that's pretty cool. Which should also relate to the surface of this piece is nice and smooth. This is just what you can do with standard tools. If you use carbide, it's really difficult to achieve this. Almost impossible. So that's why I use standard tools. I like it a lot more. Ooh, we got curls going through here. Wow, look at that. You can see the curls. I think that's curls. Yeah, it is curls. That's nice. That's wonderful. Oh, that's wonderful. We're going to take most of it off anyway, but it's sweet to see. So nice. I love the curls. Can that stuff catch fire? Yes, it can. It's wood, so of course it can catch fire. So let's just take this tool rest away. Not tool rest, the Lathe center. Now I'm regretting a little bit trying to use this piece for a canteen. Because most of the wood is not going to be used. Well, I could do something different than I did the last time. You love working ash? Yeah, I do like that as well. Ash just turns really well. It's rather easy to get a good surface on it. And you can do so much with ash. It's kind of forgotten in the woodturning community a little bit. People want to, oh, I want mahogany and I want that and all that stuff, yeah. But no. If my son have a rotten pet, it would make good bedding. Yes, Judge. But we don't have that. I use this for burning, really. I pack it, the wood shavings, into a paper bag, really, really tight. And I use some normal firewood at the bottom of the fire, the wood burning stove. Maybe some pallets, well, not pallets, pre-made bricks, and 1-2 bags of this and a bit of kindling, and I light it. And I need to put one bag in when I go to bed if I light it in the middle of the day, and next morning it's still warm and nice. So it's how I use my shavings. Hello, Barney Rubble. Get me boxwood any day, not mahogany. Yeah, true. I think mahogany is overrated and it's really awful to work with. Audio quality is superb. Thank you. I do appreciate that. I did spend quite a lot of time figuring out a good microphone to use with all the setup, because I have my helmet makes noise and the dust extractor makes noise and the lathe makes noise, and I want my voice to come through as good as possible, really well. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. So these pieces here is going to be embedded there, and they need to be about the same size. I think I can make them about, so let's see here, that's 17. And what I'm going to do, I just need another chuck. There you go. I'm going to use this chuck here to hold them. Not hold them, hold this piece while I work it. Because right about here, I need to take a measurement with my calipers. I need to make a recess in the piece. How do you do? I'm alright. Thank you, Barney. Everything's good here. I did break my boy's RC car yesterday. He said, "Oh, Daddy, you should try it. It's really, really fun." I was like, "No, dude, I'm going to break it." "No, man, it's okay. You can just go ahead and try it." I said, "I'm going to break it, but if you really insist on it, I'm give it a go." Lo and behold, under a minute, I broke parts of the front suspension. He was not happy about it. Anyway, I just ordered new parts straight away while we were there at the place, so it should be here on probably Tuesday. So that is what it is, really. So now that should be marked for the flask center. Now I'm just going to go in somewhat careful here, because right now it's just held on by the worm screw itself and nothing else. And it's not the best of hold, which is why I'm going somewhat slow here. No, it's electric one, Judge. It's electric one, the battery powered, which is fine. I mean, I don't want him to play around with fuel and all that. He's just 12, and I don't know anything about engine, so if anything breaks in that engine, I will not be able to help him. But with an electric car, it's so much easier in my opinion. Right. Just a screw, yes. Well, it's backed up against the chuck. So now a bit of a trick here. Most SKUs, when it comes standard from the factory, the angle here, this angle is perfect for dovetail jaws. So if you just do this, you should have a really good hold. Now you see, that's the hole with the screw from the other side. It's just starting to poke through. Now what I like to do with this here, leave a little bit of a lip, because all of this piece from here to here and a lot of this over here is going to be hollowed. But I like to leave a lip here, because when I put in the plates, that's gonna have something to adhere to and hold on to. Right. So I don't want to go too much like that. I think this is going to be good. Let me just see how good of a surface we got here. I mean, this doesn't really require sanding that much. I am going to sand it, but not that much. But look at that beautiful grain. That's why I'm going to hollow it outwards, so we can enjoy that. Let me just give a check here really quick with the oh, look at that. It just goes in like that, only just, which is perfect, because when I expand the jaws right now, they're just gonna have the best possible grip, which means jaws, basically all kind of jaws, are designed to use when they are almost closed. So if you've got wood turners out there, right, you can see there's a small gap between the jaws here. When there are the small gaps like that, it means the jaws here have a perfect circle, which means when I clamp on a piece of wood or expand in a piece of wood, if I get it like this much between the jaws, I will have maximum contact, which will give me the best grip. So that's how you should what you should aim for, because when you have a perfect circle, you have the best grip, and this is where the jaws are designed to be used, not all the way out, and because if I expand it, I will have just a hold here, and all of this will not be in use, which will give me a bad grip, and the chances of stuff flying off is really present, and we don't want that. So what I like to do before I give a final tension on the jaws is just turn it around a little bit, because if there's any bit of dust in there, it will be scraped out by the little cracks between there, and that will give me the best chances of this running true when I turn it around, when I will in just a second. Now, because it's held on right now by the worm screw, I should be able to turn this and it should come off like that. Right, so that should come off. There you go. Now, another thing you should notice, if you have a lathe with indexing on it, the lock for the indexing is not designed to hold the spindle while you pry things on and off like that, because it's normally goes in, like, small pin goes into the aluminium wheel for the indexing part, and that's not designed to withstand any kind of abuse. So you need a locking mechanism. A lot of lathes have a pair of what you call it, has a key that you can put over the spindle and lock it like that, or a pen you can put in and lock it like that. You should do that. My lathe has a lock on the back side for it. My lathe has actually two, one for the indexing and one for the prying stuff on and off. Right, let's get this on here. A really good other thing that people should know: when you put stuff on the lathe, on the spindle, you don't spin it on and clamp it in and just go, because the chances are that the fibers in the steel is going to interlock, and then you want to get it off, and it's going to be really, really hard. What you want to do is just go in until it's there, and just use the screws that are on most shocks today. Just tighten those in, and that gives it a good fit, so it doesn't come off, and that way you can get it off easy enough again at the end. So it's just good practice to use the screws, in my opinion. Right, let's see how well that spins. It runs somewhat true, which is alright though. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. So let's see here. Let's go clean off the surface with a few pull cuts. Now I can take the speed up quite a bit now. Let's go to 2,500 RPMs, because speed is fun. And just clean up the surface, really easy with a few pull cuts. Now it feels pretty good. A bit more, like that. Thank you, Clement. Right, oh, we've got the curls coming through here as well. So good, so awesome. Now I'm just going to clean up this side here, just a tiny bit. Take about 1 millimeter off, with a nice little push cut, and try to get it straight. When I do stuff like this, I don't look at the gouge, I look at the top here, because that's the way I can see where I'm, how much I'm taking off, and where I'm going straight or not. This is also a really good example of showing how well, unseen VR. What is here? It's a good, another option is to show you what different cuts will do. Right, going a push cut will give you a nice shiny surface. What is going on? Where's what sort of light is breaking that? Oh, there it is. That's that one. So if I do it like this, I'm scraping basically. I'm still cutting because the shavings coming out is really nice, but it's not giving up a shiny, beautiful surface when I go like that. It would be the same effect as a carbide. But if I go, you saw how kind of matte it were. So let me just get a nice cut here, push cut, get good bevel contact. I'm going to take like 1/10 of a millimeter off. I don't think I need much more. Right. So that was really thin. I was just and if, I don't know if you can see that now, but the surface is there. You can see there, it's shiny, and it feels smooth. So that's the difference between the two kind of cuts we basically use most of the time. So let's get the speed down a little bit, because I'm going to use calipers to figure out there, because I'm going to do the same again, because I need to be able to flip around. Rustical rep, thank you for that. I'm just a hobby guy that is quite enthusiastic about my craft. So let me just start hollowing this out a little bit. That's an actual bot, yes, a BW bot. It's because I dual stream. Actually, I'm triple streaming. That bot will repeat the message on the other streams. So everybody on the other streams can talk to each other. I still haven't got it to work properly over on Twitch. But on YouTube, I run 2 instances of the stream. One horizontal and one vertical. So that way people on both streams can talk to each other. No, I don't have an integrated microphone in hand. I have a microphone in my helmet. Let me show you. Right. There you go. You cannot see it, but it's right there. That's a microphone. Oh, you see that? Good, good. So, yeah, that's a good thing to have it like that, because then I can have the then I can talk to you. You can hear a little bit of hiss from the helmet and dust extractor, but not too much. You can hear the lathe running, which is perfect, because you know the chat of the tools and all that. That's just really awesome to hear, and in my opinion, that's a big part of the appeal. So let's just go like this a little bit, maybe we can go one more, and that should be it there. Right. Was impressed by the precision, I think. Not microphone, but micrometer. Oh. Yes, I have a micrometer. Not in my hand though, but I have one. Well, it's not, it's just calipers. And I'm just guessing the measurements when I say that I'm going in like a millimeter or half a millimeter or thousandths. It's just guesswork. Sorry, when I glance over chat, I sometimes just read what I think want to read. So let's see. So we're going to get the speed up and hollow this a little bit. And a good way to do that is just step it like this. Because now I have steps. I can go in like this with the tool rest, probably like that. That's oh well. if you have been turning for quite a while, it is not that hard to... As soon as this cut here started, I'm sorry, I need to get it back to the white piece. When I get this cut started like this, I can look away and look at the chat and keep on doing it. It's just because I've been doing that motion for so many times, it's easy. So if all has been measured out correctly, I should be able to go all the way in and just go off like that. Right. Turning and chatting at the same time. Well, normally while I turn, I have an audiobook that I listen to, and it occupies my brain while I do wood turning, which is cool because my hand is occupied by turning and my mind is occupied by the audiobook. And I kind of need that. And chatting while I work does the same thing for me. So that's what that is. Right. Because of the complexity of what I want to do, I want to hollow this out quite a bit. I'm going to use a carbide. I only use carbide for stuff like this. I don't normally use it for turning. But because it's difficult to get a good cut in like that, the only way to do that properly is with a carbide. Now this straight carbide here is really good for going in like that, but it doesn't do well around corners. This tool will do that. And it just needs some support here from the tool rest, and I can work behind here really easy. So before I go much deeper than this, I want to make sure that I am yes, the standard high-speed steel would well, it's true and it's not true. The problem with the carbide is it's kind of brittle. So if you make it into a fine point, just like you'd use on the standard high-speed steel, the chances are that edge will break rather quick. And that's not really what we want, really. We want it to last, so we make it a bit thicker. I don't know if you can see this. I need the camera to... There you go. This is a carbide. And the angle of it is like that. From this... from this to that angle. Like this. It's not a fine point, but it will hold for a long time. If it were like on my normal chisels, come on camera, it's difficult for it to show for some reason. Is it? That's better. There you can see. That sharp point on this is so thin. If it were this, it would break up really quick. Because of the material is a lot more flexible with its high-speed steel than it is on carbide. Right. So let me just try and round this out a little bit. Now, it is advantageous to turn from the inside towards the out, because you will cut the grain a little bit better than the other way around. Right. So that's why I start from in here and try to roll it out here. Now this is just going to be a round canteen, it's not going to be anything like crazy shape. Carbide used for lots of situation, scraping hollow forms where I use it too. I've been told it works wonder than epoxy too. Well, yes, that's true. For epoxy, it's nice. I'd still like you to use my my high-speed steel tools because I got better control of them. Because that's what I've been using always. The limit is they're only scrapers. Yeah, that's kind of true, but it's still also not true, because yes, they are mostly scrapers and they do a lot of scraping. You can cut with them and you can get a good surface. It's not as good as you can achieve with the standard tools, but it is somewhat that is working. So it's a good intermediate. Good morning from Rockwood, Ontario, Canada. What we're making today, we're making a drinking flask. Hello Tyson, welcome back. It's good to see you, man. Hope you are well. Seems like the stream today is collecting a crowd, which is nice, to be honest. It's been a while since I had that many people here, so that's nice. There you go. I think well, yeah, it's good to have options. The carbide is a nice option to have. That's why I'm in my opinion. I like to use that for sometimes you just need it, right? Like for the hollow forms and whatnot. It's really good to have it. But in my opinion, a lot of times nothing beats a good standard tool with proper presentation and control. Yeah, it is really great to see a lot of people there. I am doing well. I was really tired yesterday because wifey made me do garden work. I don't like garden work. So yeah, oh, what's that? My respirator is making noise, I thought. So I'm just now the cool thing about this, it has let me just show you. Art form, true, could be. There you go, let's see. Right, now it has a pre-filter. It's a steel pre-filter before it gets to the main filter. Or oops, before it gets to that main filter. So we've got the steel filter right here, and then a carbon filter. Now that carbon filter doesn't do anything from chemicals. It takes a little bit of the smell away if I was lucky enough to fart while I'm wearing it. But that's the reason why I can clean it with the compressor. The main filter, you should never clean that like that, because it will damage the filter, and then it will lose the ability to filter properly. Okay. Now let's get back to hollowing this out. Now I have the shape, which means I can go. I think I'm going to go close to. Well, I'm going to go really thin if I can. And I can stop the lathe all the time and just touch and feel, which is really good. Off topic. How long I had my tattoos? About a year and a half is where they started. So all of this. Raw. Let me just go up. Right. So all this, that one in here, and all this up here, is a year and a half worth of work and money, and it's just going to get more, hopefully. I like them, so I'm going to keep adding to them. And they are Viking inspired, Nordic style inspired. Not accurate in any formal way for the for any historians. It's just inspired by it. Thank you, Tyson. So I'm into the North mythology. I think these are really, really cool stories, and I like the I just like it. I think it's cool, and it's a part of my history, because I live in Denmark, Scandinavia, and you probably know that Scandinavians there were a lot of Vikings here. Well, they were from here only, basically. So it's part of my heritage. Moscow, have a nice day and work. We'll be back again. Interesting content. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. So let's see. That is. I can go a bit further. Click the chain tattoo. No worries. Another cool part inside here, my arm. Actually, this is the Valknud. A lot of controversial about what this is. I just think it's a cool logo. But this here is my children's names in runic. So yeah, that's cool as well. And yeah, the runes I'm using is the older Thuthark alphabet, if you can call it that, because they are, I believe, the oldest one known. So that's why I used them. I think I'm going to stop there. And flip it over. And continue. Should I? I'm not gonna dive into it and use colour on this. I think that the timber itself is just too beautiful to. It's really nice though. The colour would be great on it as well. But no, I'm just gonna hold back for a little bit and not do it, even though that would be great. Time to do something on your afternoon as well. Alright, man. If that means you're leaving, thank you for jumping in and staying here for a little bit. I appreciate that. Now I'm just going to round over the side here. Now that is getting close. So just gonna refine this shape a little bit. Yeah, it's not perfect from side to side, but it's not too bad. I'll get a little bit of sandpaper and just even that out a little bit. Let me get the tool rest away and see if I can make this go. Now this is just a 180 grit. Thank you, Titan. I appreciate you trying to route people into it. Yeah, you might as well consider subscribing to my channel while you're here as well. I'm hoping to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It's far-fetched. It's probably not going to happen, but it would be extremely cool. I do my little daily workshop update. That give you a little note of what's happening in the workshop, what kind of orders I have in. I am a production wood turner on the side as well. So it's what I do mostly. And sometimes I do my production work right on stream. If you really get bored at some point, I have these spindles I need to make. I just need to make 10 of those, so shouldn't be that much work. So that was 180. Let me just sand that to 240. Now, by holding the sandpaper like this, it's for two reasons right now. One is it actually follows the curves of the piece, but also the other reason is if something happened and it grips, it's just gonna get pulled out from my hands, which is also a nice thing. So let's see. Right, look at that. Yeah, man. We got curls. We got curls. We got the curls. It's nice and beautiful. So let's see. That's the 240. Let's just take it up one more notch. Oh, I'm running low on 320. This is the last of it. I know sanding is not the most fun part to watch. It's just something that has to be done at some point, really. Now, if I go like this, it's just gonna get really shiny really quick. So that's cool. Now, let's get back to the hollow ring. Oh, look at that. That's a nice piece of timber. Right. So let me just see, that tool needs to go like this a little bit more, and that's good. Right, let's see, where are we? Well, at least I can make some shavings, right? It's not all just dust. It's not all dust. Obviously we've got quite a bit more to go here, so we're just going to go and do that. Really nice and slowly, just try to follow the shape. Try to make this as thin as possible without going through the wall. So I can still go a lot more. Let me just take a bit more speed on. Now it's important that I stop regularly to assess the wall thickness, because imagine doing all of this work and then just going through the wall. Well, it wouldn't be the first time that I made a mistake like that, but hopefully I'm going to try to avoid doing that again. And I do apologise for my head being in the way there. I just need to see what I'm doing really. Oh, this is nice. This is getting really nice. Yeah, this is. I can go a little bit more. It should be okay. Famous last word, really. And try to get my head out of the way. Okay. I'm sorry. Hey Dennis. I'm sorry that my head is in the way. I just had to see what I was doing. So, this piece here, it's hollowed and it's good. I can see I need a little bit more sanding here, which is fine. Okay. So, what finish should I use on this? Probably should wait to do something like that until I know exactly what's going to go on. What I need to do though, I need to drill a hole. Yes, because you need to be able to drink from this. And for a hole, I need a drill. And drill is over here. So, I mean 24. Oops. See. See, 24. It's probably going to be too big because the spout's going to be there as well. I could do 24 somewhere down there and then go through with a smaller one. I think that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm not sure that it's going to be perfect. Let's get a nice piece of boring. We need to be able to drink from this, right? So Now that is fine. I think I need to something like that. I feel I need to tip it a bit more this way. Yeah. That feels a little bit better. Now this is recessed a little bit. You cannot see that really, but let me just show you. Now what that little recess, I will show you in a minute, will allow me to do, that will allow me to, when I make the spout, oops, right, as you can probably see, let me just zoom in a little bit. When I put the spout in, I'm going to get a nice fit around here. And that's going to be all I want really, so that's going to be perfect. So for right now actually I am done with this part. There you go. So that's step 1. Well, step 1-10 complete, something like that. So I'm going to figure out a way to mount these pieces there, and I had another one, there it is. So I have 2 pieces here, and I can figure out which way is the best looking ones. They're gonna make them fit. Right, I think this part here is gonna be the outside, so this is gonna be the inside. So this, I'm gonna mount it like this, just friction, and it should be okay. Now for this part, I'm gonna, yes, it's gonna be okay like that. So let's see. So that's gonna be, this is gonna be the outside, this is gonna be the inside. So I'm gonna make it hold like this. Yeah, I think this is going to be okay. So let me just see really quick. It's about, there's about 18, so it's 90. That's quite about center. So that's about center as well. So that's fine. Alright, so let me just get a bit of pressure on here. Get my tool rest in position. Now I want pressure. I don't want too much pressure, because if I put too much pressure on, this stuff will bend. So just about there. I think that should hold it pretty well. See? That's not going to move. Okay, now this timber smells special. Now this was going to be the inside I said. That was wrong, I think. Yeah, that was wrong. But now I have to go with it. Now I kind of have to go with it. So let's just try to get this to around size. And we're just going to nip off the corners again. Just like before, I like to go from the back side and just work it. There we go. That little piece there. Now this is burl, and burl can be brittle, really. So I'm gonna have to be careful with this. Right. Now I need to take some of this off because of this here. You probably cannot see that, but it's somewhat. But first of all, let me get my calipers again, because I need to make the same exact thing. Shape like I did on the other one, so it will fit in. And what I'm going to do is going to nip out this. So there that is, and that's the measurement from the other side, from the jaws. Now this time I had to do pressure on them, and it's going to be the best hold because of the jaws is not going to fit properly. But it's just going to be what it is, really. Right, so that's there. Now the thing is, this lip here is not really that thick, and I need to make sure I don't go because this piece here should not be higher than that. But again, I managed to remove quite a bit of the things that I didn't want. So let's see. So it's going to be at least half of what it is already. But again, that can be alleviated by just measuring that other piece. So there, Now I'm gonna have to make sure that it will fit. So that should be plenty. So that's plenty. Right. Now chat has gone quiet. Why has chat gone quiet? Nobody's talking. It's sad to see. Okay. I'll just clean out a little bit of shavings that's in the cracks of this. How accurate are we talking about? 1,000 or smaller? Talking about 1,000 of inch, 1,000 of a millimeter. It just needs to fit in there without too much slack, and it's okay. It's got a little bit of slack still. But doesn't hit the bottom there, which is good. So that's what I want to see, kind of. Now I have this little knob here. I can take that away, and I probably should. What would be the best way of removing that? Bit of sandpaper on a spinning disc. Something like this. And it works. Could give us the dimensions for this. Which dimension for the entire piece? Because or do you want to know how big it is really? So let's see. This piece here, the spinning piece, this is 16.5 centimeters right now. Well, it's not going to stay like that. It's not going to stay like that. Let's get this away. Now, this is the opposite of what I was talking about earlier. It's a really bad hold, but it's going to be okay. Hopefully it's going to be okay. So let's get to work on this. Probably I should have doomed it a little bit, but I didn't. We'll see. Now this piece here, we want it to be rather thin. So I'm just gonna whittle this down a little bit. Also need to take some of the diameter off because hold on. Oh, this is the one that's not working properly. That's good. Because I don't want it to go too much over. Something like that is what I wanted. What type of drain is going to go in there? Hopefully good stuff. Yeah, it's going to be the best stuff. I haven't decided yet, but basically this should be able to hold just about any kind of liquid that we want it to. Now it's getting to danger areas. That's really close to the chuck. So what kind of design are we going to put into this? We're just gonna. Am I just gonna go with standard plain disc? Little dome shape disc, or am I going to put in some textures? I mean, both will be working well. I mean, the problem is this piece should already have so much going on with it that it probably wouldn't need anything really. So now I'm getting scared off my tool. Okay, that tool is done now. Anyway, that's fine. I got what I wanted. So let's see. Now we can really see here the between of this, and if you look really closely, you can see the jaws fit here the same height, but out here it doesn't. So it means that I'm only grabbing with the tips of it. But yeah, the grain on this is nice. Press fit, or will be glue used? That will be glue. There will be glue. and it will be coated with epoxy on the inside. So let's see, that was the 180. But the epoxy coating is probably something that's going to have to be left overnight while it splashes around in there. I just need to figure out a way to make it spin on the lathe. I think I can find a way. Another reason why I want the epoxy coating is because of the burl here. The burl is not it's not watertight, and it will have quite a bit of cracks in it, because that's just how burl are sometimes. But the upside of it is really, oh, you cannot see this properly, but when this is giving some finish, it will look amazing. So it's a lot of burl figure, a lot of grain and all that beautiful stuff in this piece. This is going to be awesome. Mohammed Delbi, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate you. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but yeah. So let's see, I should have a bit of yeah. Now watch this. Look at that grain. Look at that. This is why we use this stuff. That's the reason. Now that was isopropyl alcohol, which will evaporate really fast, and that's the reason why I used it. Howdy partner, that's Annie. Welcome in. It would also do another thing, it will raise the grain on this. So if the grains is not perfect, sand it. That alcohol will raise the grain and makes it so that the sanding here will be a lot better. I think this piece is worth that extra attention. That's true. It does look satisfying. Oh, that's a beautiful piece of timber. Should we add a little bit of colour? That is a piece of burl that I am working on. I mean, adding the colour, what it's going to do, it's going to seep into the soft areas, and I'm going to sand it down a little bit, and it's not going to be, it's going to expose it. Make it look better, but I want to undertone it a little bit. We are making a drinking flask, Abdullah. We are making a drinking flask. Oh, that camera is not liking this. So let me just get the camera there and take off the auto zoom. Go to manual. There you go. Right. So because this is greenish wood, kind of green, and I'm going to use color. I'm going to cave in, and I'm going to do it. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the airbrush. I'm going to use the pear green. How do you deal with those small cracks? I mean, how do you feel them? I'm not going to feel them. They're going to stay there, but it's from the inside of this drinking flask is going to be epoxy coated. So it's going to be from the inside. It's going to be sealed. Right. Now I need to make sure that this is dry beforehand. So I'm just going to really quickly make sure that it's dry. Now I'm going to sand it off. But the thing is, I'm not sanding everything off. That's the beauty of this technique. Hopefully. Now this is just should be a light sanding with 240 grit. And we'll see. That was too much sanding, I think. Either that or this timber is just too hard and will not receive it. Either that, I'm just going to have to go heavier with the paint. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Just go on a little bit heavier. But I still have to say that it looks really good in this colour. Now this should soak in. So drying it like this is probably not what I'm supposed to do properly. Maybe I shouldn't sand it while the lathe is running. Or maybe I should... What about wood scenting? Yeah, I could try that. But I know that was controversial, burning it. But if you've seen my content, it's not the first time I burnt something. Now I need a really, really fine sandpaper. So I'm going to go all the way up to probably 600. Great idea with the fire. Yeah, I think it were. I think it were a good idea. I think I have a spot here that's just was a little bit too light. Right. BW bot. It is my bot, so it will do that. It will repeat stuff, and the reason it does it is because I run multiple streams, so people on the other streams can interact with you if they are there as well. Now this is nice. Yeah, this looks awesome. Now we need to add some finish on everything, and before the spout is gonna be added, I'm gonna add finish to it on the lathe. I think I have a good idea, or one idea of how to do it. Now this part here is, I mean, I could add some sanding seal on it right now so you can just see how it's going to look. Because I think the whole piece is going to be matte lacquered. I really like that finish at the moment, so it's just... Are you ready? Are you guys ready to see this? Now, this is the important part. This is where the matching is starting to happen. Right? Ready? Look. Look at that. That's really cool. Yeah, man, that looks just amazing. Now imagine that when I get some lacquer on it as well. I glue it all up. I mean, I could, because I did this, I kind of want to do the same on the barrel itself. Right? It's really what I want to do, to be honest. think that's the only piece that didn't get any. Well, it did get it. It's just sucks up the sanding sealer. So I just needed to add a bit of extra. So it will not suck up the lacquer when I get to that point. Yeah, you think so, Tyson? I think so too as well. Now, the battery on this is going to die. And my son haven't brought me something to eat yet, which you normally do. Now this battery is dead. I need to find another. Just give me a minute. So yeah, what do you guys think? I think this looks really cool. I think this lacquer looks great. Oops, there you go. Now, from this, now that's the back side really, to this. That's awesome. Right, I'm going to put this aside so I don't damage it, because that's what I normally would do at some point. And that looks just great. Chris makes stuff, thank you, man. Right. Now, should we go with the same green? It's going to look a lot yellow-ish on this. I probably should try to do that. Go with the same color. Now this is also gonna show the grain, the curls a lot better. So that will also happen as soon as I start the burning process. Now hopefully I will not get it too hot, so it will crack and or a twist, but the chances are that could happen. And hopefully I get more pear green, otherwise I am in deep trouble. Now, if I remember correctly, I should have something to cool this with straight away, as soon as I get the result I want to prevent it from cracking. So it's going to be a part of heating and cooling straight away. Now the problem is my refuel can is getting empty. I just need to go really quick and see if I got more of that stuff, because I don't think I have it, and that would be a problem. I did have good. Oops. Have you heard that? That was my earth auger. Just flipped over. And some long drills as well. Okay. So you did it, God. Just a moment. Yeah, you did it, God. Yo, Sina. So let's just get this. I think I need to cool this off now because it feels rather hot, to be honest. The tricky part is to cool it fast enough, but still get it hot enough. Now it did crack. Yeah, it did. There's a small crack. I think it's going to be okay though. I think it's going to be okay. Now, let me just sand this a little bit, especially on the curly parts. Okay, so let's just see. Please stop. Thank you. Okay. I think it's going to be alright. I don't think that crack is all the way through. It's just on the surface, which is what saved us. So let's just see here. Now that piece is going to sit nicely there, isn't it? Going to add a little bit more colour, trying to get it to, and I need to refill that colour. Shouldn't be an issue, because it's not one of them colours that I use a lot. Well, you're very talented. I wish I had the funds and supply to begin that hobby. Yeah, well, you're actually right about the funds, because getting into it, well, you can get into it for a reasonable price, but you still have to spend at least a couple of $1,000, in my opinion, before you got something decent. I mean, you're not going to be able to make big stuff, but smaller stuff like the things I'm doing right here should be in range for a couple of $1,000. If you want all the tools and all that stuff and all that, so yeah, about $2,000, or let's say it's the beginning, entry level stuff. For brand new lathe, of course, and brand new tools and all that. I mean, you can get the second hand dead. You just need to watch out to what you're getting, because some of the lathe being sold around the world is not worth the money. But if you want help picking out stuff, join my Discord, right? And just DM me in there. I will be happy to get you find something in your area for the right price. That's an airbrush. Yes, that's an airbrush. Well, what's in the airbrush? Well, it is the Hampshire Sheen Intrinsic Colors. It's water-based colors, and this is pear green. And they can be used in airbrush as well. So it's really nice. It's really nice there. Yeah, well, you kind of need a place to have it. That's true. That's true. Even though I have heard people use their bedroom to start the wood turning hobby. They were single to just to remind you. I don't think most women would be happy if you did that. But oh no, that's all my airbrush colours just went down because I hit it the bracket where I have it ahead. At least none of the bottles, I think so far, were damaged, because that would be a shame. So clear satin lacquer, it's not that one yet, it's the satin sealer one. I'm probably going to have to add a bit of masking tape for this, because I want the glue to adhere properly. I don't think sanding sealer is something that's worth it, is it? I don't think you want sanding sealer in there. Now I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to cut it with a blade and press it in. So it should either, or should I just, no, I think I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go the other route. Right. Something like that. That should also keep it out, right? That should also keep it out. That spout probably should have the same treatment. But I think it would be better just to do this on that one. So let's see, nice sharp thing. Right. There we go. I think that should be okay. Right. Now we can do that. So the sanding sealer. So that's good. As soon as that's dry, I can add the matte lacquer, matte lac finish. Good thing on the back side here is just my lathe, my chuck holding it everything out. So yeah. Now about the colours, you don't need an airbrush to apply it. You can just do that with a brush or a piece of paper towel or whatever you want. And the airbrush is just really helpful. It's just really easy to do it. I know it's not for everybody to have one, because some of them are really expensive, but my advice would be get a cheap one off AliExpress or Alibaba or whatever. Get a cheap regulator so you can hook it up to your basic air compressor at the workshop, and get some of those small glasses for it, and make sure the airbrush you get is siphon fit, and you should be good to go, and you'll be done for about $150 all in, even less maybe. So yeah, it's doable. Alright, so that's about dry. Clear satin. Oh, this is getting almost empty as well. Now I just need to have enough of this to finish today's project, and I get a new can on Monday. So that just needs to dry a little bit, and then I can work on the other side. Now I have one more of these to do, and I suppose hopefully it's going to be just as awesome. I can go in there with a little bit of heat and air to help it. Now the trick is you shouldn't go too hard on one place. You should move it around, because what's actually drying the lacquer is the air more than the heat. The heat helps a little bit, but if you get too much heat you will destroy the lacquer, but the somewhat hot air will do wonders for curing the lacquer really quick. Okay, so there you go. Right, let's see. That was the boring part really. It looks dry. Can't find any places that's not dry. It doesn't, so that's fine. Right, I can take that off now. Masking tape and everything. We also need to make a spout at the end, remember, because that's, otherwise it would not be usable, wouldn't it? Would it? Right. So that's there. That's gonna look awesome. That's gonna be just awesome. Right, we just need to make one more of these discs. So put it down there, and let's make one more. It's gonna be up there. Handle. Alright, so let me just think. Now I want this to be my outside, I think, and that to be my backside. It should actually be the other way around, to be honest, because I'll have better. It doesn't really matter, because if I just go with the circles that I decided to use, it should be okay. So let's go with this. That's the inside. It does have more cracks in it though. What in the General Meth Lab is going on here, sir? Jason married. Hello, dude. I'm trying to make a canteen. I'm trying to make a canteen. And I want to make one that's really fancy. So fancy. Right. Oops, microphone noise, sorry peeps. Right, so that's fine, that's good. This one should go there, so it's where I need it. That's good. Let's see. Wonk, 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 wonk. Handle, fresh gouge, because I destroyed the other one, remember? When I put it into... Right, let's get some more speed on this thingy. Woo! That's a big one-way lathe starting to spin from a small piece. So yay! Fun times. Right. So I'm just going to nibble this off a little bit. Yoink, 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 yoink. I'm just going to double check. Make me a wood crack pipe next, brother. That is possible. But I'm guessing since you want crack stuff, it's going to be too expensive to ship. So, no. I'm just going to whittle away at this. Yoink, 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 yoink. Now, before I go any further, I just need to make sure. Great channel, thank you, Young. Appreciate that. So let me just see. Now I can spin it. So that's that. Right, let's see. Something like that. Right. Now the tenon on the back side. It's that. So there. Now we can get the speed. Thank you, Jason. Ooh, that was not talented. She's playing stupid. There you go. Oh, boy. Okay, I guess. That's just weird. But yeah, I'm guessing that's a compliment. What species of wood are you using? This is, to be honest, I don't know what's it called in English. Acacia in Danish, or Wobinia. That's what I thought I needed to be. Let me just have a look here. Translate. Acacia. So that's apparently what it's translated to in English, acacia. Robinia, it's in English. So those two species are really close together, but not exactly the same. I think this is the acacia one. How much for a wooden butt plug? $20 plus shipping. And if you don't like that, you can just shove it up your ass. Yeah. So the butt plug jokes came out again. That's alright. Even though we're not making butt plugs today. Well, I don't take anything serious. And you're not the first one asking for stuff like that. So, there you go. You should have been here when I was making Christmas trees with the flared base. That was butt plug day, I can promise you that. All the jokes were there. That's alright. Yeah, I hope so too. It's something that takes time, you know. I mean, for now it's just a fun thing that I like to do, but I would be lying if I said I didn't want this to at some point be worth my while and me being able to make a little bit of money out of it. Did you cut board out of the acacia? Yes, I did that, Chris. I've had some barrels that was that I found on Facebook Marketplace. Well, actually, it's quite a long time ago now because they've been drying for so long. Someone said that they had some timber for wood turners that they wanted to sell for cheap or give away. And I went over there and I looked at it and it's like, yeah, that's alright, I can probably use some of that. And I found a little bit of burl on one of them and I said, oh, this is exactly what the wood turner wants. Stuff like that. And they looked at me like, serious? If that's what you want, you should come here and look at this. And then just put down this big acacia tree. And it was riddled in burls from the grass, because it was in the garden, to the top. I was just burls all over the place in all different sizes. And I said, yeah, I'll take that. How much you want? And they quoted me firewood prices, which was what stuff normally should cost. You want a wooden flashlight. I can make that out of pine wood, so it gets a bit sticky with the resin. So that was a good day, and I filled the trunk up with burls instead of, I think it was cherry they was offering. Yeah, it's always great when that happens. Sometimes you're lucky, right? And this time I was lucky. So that's all man can wish for. A lucky and a piece of bread with cheese on it. Now, if you were Danish, you would understand that joke. This is what we're making. Hello, Lachlan. Hello, Nikolai. I am making a flask, a canteen. You're late today, Nikolai. How are you doing? I've been missing you all day. Nikolai is a fellow Dane. His English is not too well. Well, he does understand it and he can read it. He's just writing in Danish because he has dyslexia. And so for him to translate everything from Danish to English and then write it in would be really, really long for him. So he just typed in Danish and I'm okay with that. So that's why you will see Nikolai writing in Danish and me just translating it. So let's see, whoa, how far we are. I think my bot died, Nikolai. So everybody over at the other stream doesn't know what I was talking about. I think I'm gonna have to change my my chat app thingy, because it's started giving me a lot of trouble. So didn't realise you were Danish. English is very good. Thank you, man. Oh, Oh, your half brother just returned home because he was there trying to fix the right-hand mower. Well, thank you, Chris. I'm guilty of playing a lot of video games, and that's the way I learned my English. So yeah. So you can learn stuff from playing video games. So it's not all bad, to be honest. That's the 120. I don't want the 120. I want the 240. There it is. This pin is really doing need that. Because when I'm looking at it right now, I'm not able to see any scratches. Probably a little bit around here. So where do you think I was from, Chris? Because I get a lot of different countries people think I'm from all the time, and it's always fun to hear. It depends on the accent that you're using. Sometimes it's a lot very British, sometimes it's really Scottish and Irish and American. Could also use Danish accent, but I think the Danish accent really sounds horrible. So yeah, all that as well. I think in England. Alright, you're not the first one then. Well, thank you for that. That's a compliment, and I appreciate compliments. It's really nice of you. So let me just see here if I'm happy with that. Let me just give it a little bit of the old alcohol pop thingy, right? I need to feel that up again really soon, just alright there. Well, yeah. Thank you. So let's just get. There's a lot of cracks on this, which is okay. And since I'm going to seal it from the inside, I hope it's not going to be too bad. Let me just see where. That's 180. I need 320. Where did I use 320 somewhere? I did, but where is it? It's probably this, isn't it? No, that's 240. I know I used the last time. Oh, I put it back when I found it. So let's see. Let's add some of this. Wrong label on the tin. What do you mean wrong label on the tin, Nikolai? How long have I been turning for? 8 years? 7 or 8 years? 8 years, yeah. I think it started about 8 years ago. But when I started first, it didn't stick really well. I quit really quickly, and then I decided to give it another go, and it's been working really well since then. If I like Donald Trump, no, I don't. I think he's good for the American people. I think he's really bad for the world. So yeah, that's about it. And Elon Musk. Wow. I used to like Elon Musk. But after him pairing up with the Trump dude, I am not really liking him that much. Because what they just feel like they're children in a grown-up world. And, yeah, nope, I don't. No. But yeah. I'm guessing what they do is good for the American people, otherwise they would not have been elected to Trump. But for the rest of the world, I don't think it's good. Well, it's good for the Danish economy, kind of, because all the tariff means that we're not buying American stuff that much. So yeah, it's forth and back. I know, but you know, he was elected by a majority, and so that's how it is, isn't it? So that's how democracy works. It's probably too late to go back on that now, isn't it? Not beer? What do you mean, Nikolai? Wrong label on the can, not beer? Yeah, they're very American focused, but I think all leaders should put their own yes, well, that's true. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think you should also think about the environment of the world. And seeing everybody as a global economy instead of just looking at your own belly button. I am making a wooden flask, a canteen. But yeah. Yeah, that burning technique is really awesome, isn't it? I've done quite a few things on it. It works really well on ash and small hollow forms. It's really cool on those. Because the ash has like good distance between the grain, and it's open enough to catch the heat really fast. It's not really good on close grain or not wood with grains in it. You can use oak. It's not the best, but you can use oak. So yeah, ash is my favorite wood for stuff like this. I mean, you can just see, like, I mean, the oak, the ash we had for this piece here was really nice, but you know, it looks just so much better, and I got so many colors to choose from. So it's you get a lot of got a lot of choices. Great job so far, thank you, Billy. Thank you for that. So let's get some a bit of sanding sealer on this. Let's turn that down a little bit. It's not too far off though. I mean, it's not. It's good. It's good for it. I want to start selling them. But the things I make here while on stream is not something I've been selling so far. They are for sale at my work. I work in a woodturning shop that sells woodturning equipment. Right. And they are for sale there, but again, it's just woodturners coming in, most of them, so nobody really wants to buy my stuff because they want to make their own. But it's good inspiration pieces as well, and that's also worth it really. So they're there for inspiring people, and yeah. But if anybody wants to buy some of the stuff I made, get in touch with me and we can figure stuff out, right? So basically everything is for sale. Some of this is for sale at the right price only. Some of it's just for sale to get rid of its stuff. Because it doesn't really matter too much. But mind you, I don't sell anything unless I think it's worth the price they're offering. So, yeah. Charles Seacrest, much love. Thank you, Charles. But yeah, if anybody's interested in any of the stuff I made, get in touch with me over on my Discord. I'll be happy to help you. If you're looking for woodturning equipment, I'll be happy to guide you wherever you are in the world to whatever tools you need. Right. The rip problem is national shipping. Yeah, that's something really. For the US, it depends really. It's up and down with that, you know. Depends on. Let's say you want to buy this. It could be shipped for around $20 or $30 in that range, so it's not too bad. I mean, it is a lot of money, but it's not too bad. Well, I could put it up on Shopify. I think Shopify has, not Shopify, what's one of the other one called? I can't remember. But there are places that I can put stuff up for sale. That has some shipping options there that is reasonable. Right. Now this is not too bad really. Now I just need to glue this in. So I'm going to do that just as CA glue, and then I'm going to put some epoxy inside of it afterwards, which should seal it. Oh, there are some voids and stuff. I'm going to have to seal some of it with CA glue from the before I move on with it, but that's fine. I'm in Australia, so it cost me a bit in shipping, but I'll be willing to pay. I have shipped to Australia before, really. A pen, and the shipping were not too expensive. That was a pen though. That was just a pen, but it was not too bad, really. It was within reason, right? And everything is what is reasonable. It's all the matter of how you look at it. It was a birthday present for a friend of mine down there. So let me just get some CA glue, and we can So I'm just gonna let me just move the camera a wee bit. No, the other way, please. Yoink, 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 yoink. Hello. And zoom out. And autofocus, please. There you go. Remove some of the stuff that I'm not going to be using right now. The sun is out outside. I can feel the heat coming off the like the thing I have behind me here, if you can see on the back camera. This here, just a blanket I put up on the front of the window. And the heat coming off that stuff right now is there. Have a cup of coffee on me. Enjoyed the show. We're having morning coffee. Thank you. That's $5. I really appreciate that, man. That's that's actually actually it's 5 times what I normally make on a stream. So thank you so much, sir. I appreciate that. Because my revenues comes off my revenue come off commercials, and that all based on how many people watches it. But thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Thank you. Now this is not food safe or anything, and I know that. But the thing is, it's going to be covered with food safe epoxy, and I have an epoxy that is food graded up to certain temperatures as well. So you can actually go put hot coffee in here, and it will be food safe still. So that's something as well. So this is just gonna cover up those voids and holes, so it doesn't, the epoxy doesn't seep out, and that's really all that this is for. So yeah, if you want to be rich, don't make YouTube. Alright, so that's there. That just needs to set up, and I'm just going to have a look at this here, because this here has a big crack in it as well. You cannot really see that. So that's now that's just CA glue and accelerator, and it's nothing fancy. Alright, so that's set up now, and I see it get a bit of spill here. Did that affect the No, it didn't. Right. Now I'm going to glue this with 5-minute epoxy. Yeah, I'm going to glue this with 5-minute epoxy, and I'm going to clamp it while it hardens. And for now, I can turn off my dust extractor. I don't think I'm going to need that anymore today. I'll probably need to make the spout still. There we go. So let's just see. I need something to protect the bed with. I should have that before, but it didn't. There. I'll zoom in a little bit more. Alright, let me just get some of that epoxy stuff down. Now that's going to be 5 minutes because I want to move on with the job. I could just use the egg glue, couldn't I? I probably just could. Because I'm going to coat it anyway, right? And that coating is probably going to help it stick quite a bit more. So yeah, I can just CA glue this. Small bit of CA glue. Let's see. But the problem with that being, would be that. Nah, I'm just going to use the 5 minute stuff because I'm going to put a bead down here on this rim. It's probably going to be okay though. Yeah, it should be okay. So I'm going to go with the quick route. Hopefully that will hold and last. Before I do that, so we got one side here. Will that lay flat? It will. And the other one, will that lay flat there? It probably will not. So I need to clean that a little bit, which is not a problem. So that's there, that's good. Okay. Right. And for that to work properly, I need some clamps. Let me just get a couple, one clamp, two clamps. Probably should get a longer ones, but I'm not going to do that because they are. If they're too long, really, it's going to be annoying, isn't it? Right. Well, they can hang there. Should be okay. No. Now that you probably were not able to see that, which is all good by me. Now I need to make sure that this is somewhat in the right place. That looks about right. Okay, so that's a bit of activator. I'm just going to clamp it like that, and hopefully that's going to be alright. I had some glue in my hand, that was not good. Okay. That's fine. And I almost glued myself to the piece. So let's see. That's done. That's done. What damage did I do? Nothing. It looks good. Okay, and the that looks good as well. Good. So now the little bit of glue I got on here, I need to Make sure that it doesn't show. Right. Now I need to clean this up a little bit as well. Just gonna do that with a chisel because that's a flat and really sharp edge, and it's close by. And a skewed chisel, by the way. It's low-key gorgeous, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think it looks awesome. I think the burl came out really nice. I think that looks just great. Right, so a little bit of stuff down there to protect it. I could put in a layer of paper towels. Because when I press it, I don't want to damage it too much if I can help it. So like that, right. Now the problem here is I don't have that much time. If I'm going to use the accelerator, I'm not going to have that much time to whittle around with the lathe to make sure that it's in the right place. So let's see, where's the drinking spout? There it is. So let's see, where is it? It's just about there. Right, and I'm hoping this is the right place, that's gonna look best. I hope this will hold. Now mind you again, I am gonna add the epoxy on the inside. Now that actually hurt that one when I almost glued myself to the piece. That's alright, I'm gonna figure that out later. Right, is that holding? Yeah, that looks about right. Yeah, it's alright. It's not perfect, but it's alright. As you can see properly, the top and that one's not perfectly the same. It's not the same thickness. It's alright. It's handmade, right? It's handmade. What can you expect? But yeah, I'll be happy with that. Have a drink. Be alright. Right, have a drink of that. Now, the glue up turned out pretty well. It fits nice and snugly. Right, so that's cool. So let's make a spout, right? Because we need to be able to drink out of this. Because right now it's just, it's not good. It's alright though, but it's not good. Right. But again, I could add another layer of now it's all glued up really. I can add a few more layers of that epoxy, not epoxy, lacquer. What do you guys think? Should I give a few more coats of that matte finish lacquer? Would that be good? No, we're not going to do that then. I'm just going to give it, rather have a handmade with imperfection than machine made. Yeah, well, true, Chris, I absolutely agree to some extent. My car, I would like that machine made. But I wanted better quality than what they're making today, because that's shit. Especially in the new EVs. Yeah, that's awful. It would give it a bit more. Hello, Scrubbish. It would give it a bit more of a deep gloss, right? Yeah, that would do. So give it a deep gloss. But that's basically all it would do. Yeah, a deeper one. But it also add another half an hour to the process. And we've always been here for 3 hours. So yeah, we're gonna skip that. Hello, Scrubbish. How are you today? You alright, man? There's another fellow Australian there. Lachlan. It's another spider lover. Like that. And snake tamer. Yes, that's true. That's true. You're all the wild cats down there. So what should we make the spout out of? Last time I made a spout for a canteen, it was made out of maple. But that would be boring, wouldn't it? I have some more of that burl, I do. Should we make the spout out of burl? That's true. The biggest snakes we have in Denmark is about the length of my arm and about the thickness of my little finger. That's about the biggest snake we have in Denmark, and they are, well, we got one venomous one, but I wouldn't call it dangerous because it's so rare. Spider-wise, we have hunting spiders that can get to the size of my palm. That's the biggest one. And that's including the legs. But they are extremely rare at that size. Normally they're about a couple of inches maximum. And they don't bite. If they do bite, you'll not be able to feel it properly. So yeah. We have ticks and bees. And they are awful. I hate ticks. So I still have some of this burl. And I have more of it still. I could make the spout out of burl. Probably should cut it out and figure out, probably it's going to be this bit here. Oopsie. Probably it's going to be this bit here. This way, make the spout. But that's probably going to be too much, isn't it? It's going to be too much. I can make the bottle stopper. The bottle stopper is going to be made out of metal. Let me just get a bottle stopper. I can make that out of burl. That would be good. Cupcake VR, hello, welcome in. Hope you're well. Oh yeah, this is some of the pens that I used to make. With the little, looks like a bullet. With probably can't see that properly. This is but you got the what you call that? I don't know, don't remember. But this is stabilized wood as well, so it's possible to do that. It's really difficult, isn't it? Yeah, it's awful. Anyway, put that away. That's from the old thingy. Now, I have quite a few bottle stoppers here. Probably I can use some of those. So let me just go down to that one. So let me just go. There. Now, I got a few bottle stoppers we can use, so I don't have to make another one. This one back a long time ago when I was mass producing stuff like that. Now, this is a palm tree This is Bubinga, and this is Bukoda. Just really nice timbers. It's just some of that. What else do I got down here? More Bubinga. Don't know what that is. Probably some kind of willow. American walnut. That's boring one. And this is, I don't know what that is. So we've got a few boring ones. But I think I'm going to go with either the Bukoda or the palm. I don't like the especially like the palm. Yeah, Lathe, but I don't know what that's called in English. I think I'm gonna go with the prickly one. So we use that for spout. Not for spout, for tub. But for the spout itself, from what you drink out of, I don't know. I'm gonna use some bit more boring wood. We're just gonna use the ash. Right. Just straight up ash without too much hassle. I'm just going to really quickly cut out a piece that's going to be suitable for this job. So about there. Let's see how. So there, there. So that should be about square. Yeah. Charging hat, no, it's not charging hat at all. So we have the brown snakes here, which is classed as the second most deadly snake in the world, and you've probably seen them at least 5 times this summer. Yikes! That's not the sort of place I want to. Well, I want to visit. I really want to go to Australia to see them. Some of the places. But what's going on? What's this? Yeah. Yeah, Australia scares me, but I wouldn't mind going there anyway. I just don't want to go there in the summer, to be honest. I'm not much of a person that like heats. I die normally when it's 20 degrees or above. I don't like to do much. If it's 25 to 30, I'm dead. If it's 30 plus, yeah, just collect my ashes. So yeah, and Australia can get really hot. That's what I've been told. Because I know a lot about Australia, because I've been watching Outback Opal or whatever it's called. So that's all of Australia. I know everything. Now, that's a joke, of course. I don't. It's just a stupid TV show, but it's fun. Here in the northern US, there aren't any dangerous spiders or snake. Down the south, they have all kind of dangerous critters. Yes, that's true. They got a lot of stuff down there. So let me just see, really quick. First of all, Weemy calipers. That's cold. Yeah. Probably right rubbish, and that's why. So that's 17. So I think that drill will do. Okay. And I have to test it though still, but you know, it's gonna be fine. Alright, so we're just gonna do this nice. What's that? So how would you even go outside that time of year? The summer, when it's like 40 or 50? I mean, people here in Europe are dying a lot if it's 35. Yes, we Vikings are built different. But again, I've been working outside in minus 35 degrees Celsius. It was cold. But I did it. I was working up in Norway, up in Oslo, and I was installing some antennas for mobile phones. And whenever we make a connection with the the cables, they need to be wrapped in some kind of special tape. And that tape, there's not a lot of room to do that with gloves on, so you have to do that without gloves. So minus 35 with no gloves, working on a metal plug with some plastic that needs to be kept hot. It's vulcanizing tape, that's the name of it. And I didn't get frostbite or anything. That's hot drill. That's a really hot drill. There you go. Yeah, it's nice and sunny. I can't imagine. Well, that's still really, really hot. 31 to 35. That is just really, really hot in my opinion. And it's not something I would like to want to visit and be a part of, to be honest. Now, for a little bit now, I'm just going to put the cone. Most out of Australia, we might drop below 35 degrees Celsius once or twice a year. Yeah. Yeah, it does happen in the, what's that be, southeast, isn't it? The western side. No, it's the eastern side, isn't it? Normally when you see it on the map, it should be east, isn't it? Southeast? Could be wrong. You might like snowmen. I think a lot of us do that. I mean, that's just the curse of being northern hemisphere white pasty, isn't it? Oops. It just needs to be opened up a little bit. And that's too hot in my world, Nikolai says. Yeah, He is so right. Like I said, anything above 20 I don't like. I can work with it, I just don't like it. Let me just get this little tool here, because I need to open this up just a tiny bit. It's not really much, really, but just a tiny bit. And this tool here is just really good for that. Yeah, let's just see. I think we normally don't get more than about 30 here in Denmark on a really hot summer day, on a heat wave or something like that. But in that range, it normally stays. So between 20 and 30 is where it normally is. Where you're from in Australia, sort of remains around 20 to 30 degrees Celsius yearly. So no matter how weak, there might be 40 apart. Yeah, that's good. I can live with that. I can really live with that. That would be awesome. But some of the other stuff that I heard is not something I can live with, to be honest. I mean, I can get used to 20, 25. I could not get used to 40 plus. I mean, that would just be, yeah, not good. Okay, so now I need the canteen. I need to make sure that. Now remember, I drilled this in 2 steps. If you were there, and I need to make sure that I get it the right one. So that's there. That is that. Go a little bit over like that. Right. Go. That should. I need to measure again and all that, need to be sure. Right, so that's there. Hold on. That's that. So that's 24 and a half basically. Can that get in there? It can, and it fits perfectly. So that's what I want. That's good. So that won't get down there. Right, should I make a ring? I shouldn't, because then it will look awful and that just have to go down there straight. Yes. Right. Now we need to take the tool rest down a little bit, otherwise it's not going to feel nice. So I'm just going to go really slowly. That gout here feels like it has seen better days. Just going to take another one. Oh, that's better. Doesn't feel bad anymore. Right. Now, any good drinking flask have if I make it like a rounded edge over here, that's probably going to come back and hunt me at some point. And the question is again, should I make it a burnt surface like the other one? Right. Right. So let's just have a look if I am happy with what I created so far. Now I should have wear my mask for that when I'm sanding. I am absolutely aware of that. And if I forgot to say that, Nikolai will always remind me, because that's just how he is, a really nice person that cares about me and don't want me to breathe too much Dutch dust. So that's really nice of him. But should I make it the same colour of the rest of the flask, right? I probably should go in the same colour scheme. Otherwise that's going to look weird. I think it's going to look weird. I'm just going to sand this quite a little, just a little bit, to see if I can get it nice and smooth. And so if anybody were to drink from it straight up, you probably shouldn't, but if you were, you would be okay. Now where did I put my... There is my air gun. So where are you guys from in Australia? Lachlan and Scrubbish. I never asked. Now, me saying I'm from Denmark, you can pretty much, within a couple 100 kilometers find me, but I know Australia. A couple 100 kilometers is nothing. Now, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. It's just be fun to. Victoria. Let's see where. Let me just see what that is on the map. Australia. So that's down by Melbourne, that area, in the south. So you're close to Tasmania. Our Queen, Mary, is from Tasmania. Yeah. She married our Crown Prince, and therefore she's now Queen of Denmark. It's open. You're 3 hours from Melbourne. That's just a pub around the corner for you people's art, isn't it? 3 hours away from something here in Denmark is... I can go to the northern part of Denmark in 3 hours. I can go to the southern part of Denmark in less than 3 hours. So, yeah. Take about 3 hours to go from north to south in Denmark, maybe 4 if you're really unlucky. So, should I burn this? Right, that's where we were. Should we add color and burn it, just like the rest of it? Would it look weird if I did? It would look weird if I didn't. I don't know yet. What do you think? So that would be the pear green. Burn it! I thought you might say that. Well, 6 hours was would be visiting some of the neighbours, wouldn't it? Yeah, no, it's crazy, isn't it? Well, it was just a small country. Well, depending on what you count in the country. If you count Greenland, we're not small, but Greenland is definitely it's not ours. It is under our jurisdiction, yeah, but they're self-governed, got their own government. They are under our law, but the Danish government cannot say to Greenland, you should do this, and you should do that. What we can, but it wouldn't be received well, so we're not never going to do that. We have a military present up there, that's true. But you know, Greenland is Greenland. So yeah, they can do what they want. And if they find a huge deposit of minerals up there, I think it's theirs. We're not going to take anything from that. It's Greenlandians. Which I think they have already actually found a lot of minerals up there. Oh, love, hello, welcome in. How are you today? Hope you're well. You just got in here at the back side of it. We'll be almost done for today, to be honest. Though it's been 3.5 hours, which is pretty good. Yeah, 3.5 hours. It's worth it. I'm just this is the drinking spout for the flask that we just made. And here's the flask. So this is supposed to match the color scheme. I just need this lacquer to dry. And before I glue that in, I'm gonna add the epoxy and make it spin for many hours first, and then I'm just going to glue the spout in afterwards, and that's going to be off stream, of course, because nobody's going to watch this harden for 12 or 24 hours. So yeah, you're watching paint dry right now, peeps. Watching paint dry. So yeah, I do stream. I try to stream every Sunday, and if I got time for it, I'll try to pop in another stream during the week. If I stream during the week, it's gonna be later. It's gonna be like 2-3 hours from now, if not later, a bit later than that. But yeah, normally every Sunday I stream. So let's see. How is it? Is it starting to dry up? It is. What are you making? I showed up late. What's your local time? My local time right now is 3:30 in the afternoon. I am Tim Braid making this flask. Some pearl inlay on the side, made out of ash and acacia or robinia. The pearl is robinia, and this is ash, same as the spout. And I just need to make the spout for it, and it's ready to go. But that pearl looks awesome. Played a little bit with some colors and a bit of fire to get that effect out. Let's see if I can get that to properly. No, go camera. There you go. You're welcome, Tim. I probably wouldn't be able to watch that one, as it would be 2:30 in the morning here. Well, that's fine. That's not a problem. But it doesn't happen that often. I want it to happen every week, but it doesn't. So it's you're probably alright if you're just here for Sundays. I'm just cleaning the airbrush while this dries, the last bits of it. So yeah, just I got some isopropyl alcohol here. It got a bit of blue color in it, because I cleaned blue the first time I used it. So yeah. So that's what I'm used to cleaning it with. Since it's water-based colors that I use, it doesn't dry up that badly. It doesn't leave a residue or whatever. And it's really easy to clean. Just add more water in it, and it will clean itself really fast. Okay, so I think that should be about ready to part off. Now I need to part this off because otherwise it wouldn't stick on it. So let's see, that about there. Yeah, I think that's about right. Now with this here, I think that would be a good one. Yeah, I think that looks right. Now, how long should I make that? That's that's a big thing. Because if I make it too long, it looks weird, and too short, it's going to look weird as well. So what should I do? How long should that spout be? I think something about there, that would be good. Yeah, I think that's a good... Oh yeah, look at that. It's almost perfect. Almost. The reason why it's not perfect is because this part here is not flat. It's a bit tapered, and it shouldn't be. So doing this with the skew will hopefully let me just see now. There you go. Now it's not perfect, it's not sitting there, but that is just good. Right. Now the problem is that now actually when looking at it, that bottle stopper, that looks awesome. I thought it was going to be too much, but look at that. Right? What's the other side of it? Right. Ooh. This is one of my favorite pieces now. Wow. So good. Burn it spot on. Yes. I think it's really good. Really, really good. I am extremely happy about this. But again, I have made quite a few of these burned ash things. But I'm sorry, normally it's just hollow forms. Met a few hollow forms and a few pepper grinders. But that was amazing. Yeah, I think it does really. It's weird though, because that's cool. That is cool. Now, I wish I did record this. I didn't. So if I want to make a video with this. By the way, if anybody's out there who is an editor and want to help me out, I'm looking for an editor to edit my videos. We take the raw material from stream and edit it into like between 10 and 20 each minute. Anybody want to help me, that would be great, and I would pay for that service, of course. Nothing is free in this world. But if you're willing, let me know. I don't know what I'm putting in. I think I'm just going to use it as a display piece. What I could add some whiskey, because I like whiskies, or just as a drinking bottle when I go for walking. So scrubbies, if you want some extra work, let me know. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's really good. The spout is a bit off centered, just a tiny bit, but it's fine. But I think I'm gonna get a nice whiskey and put in it. But it doesn't really matter what I'm going to put in it, I'm still extremely happy about this piece. I'm really, really happy about this piece. Now I need to make a stand for it so it can stand up. Oops, not like that. So it can stand and look cool. Yeah. So yeah, that's all for me from today. So if you're an editor, let me know. If you want some work, I'll be happy. Other than that, let me just find that stuff there. That one there. There you go. Anyway, thank you everybody for coming in and joining me. Thank you, Chris Makes Stuff, for your kind donation. I appreciate that so much. I will see you, if nothing else, next week. But I do make my little updates every day on YouTube, so if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do that. I give you an update every day. It's not just about a minute, 2 minutes, not much. Hello Melissa, welcome in. I think I've seen you before, haven't I? Good morning. Cheers for the stream, no worries, Scrubbish. Did you have a question, Melissa? Because I will answer that before I turn off. Same time, but channel next week. Yeah, same time next week. I've been streaming now for just about 3.5 hours. So 3.5 hours earlier, and you should find me starting. What's your question, Melissa? I'll be happy to wait for you and let me know so I can answer it before I go off. Do you wood turn? Yes, this is made on the lathe. Everything here was made on the lathe. I just done it. It's ready. Like 3 hours and 39 minutes it took. So yeah, this is made out of 4 pieces. One, 2, 3, and the spout is 4. Well, you can make the bottle stopper 5, but you know that's a bit of just extra stuff. So yeah, we just did that, and next week it's going to be something else. I don't know what yet, but this was cool. Thank you for watching. Remember, treat the world as you want the world to treat you, and it all will be better. Have a good day.